Game started.
Leisure from the US. Okay, let's try e4. e6, hey, French defense. Play the Winawer variation. Yes, he goes for it. Okay. So this is a very entertaining line. Okay, so the normal move there is bishop takes knight. If you play this line, this turns into a pawn sacrifice for white, I think. Oh, he's not going there. Again, and queen c7 attacking this pawn is a move. Okay, so the c pawn is not so important. Good development is important, and this e pawn here is going to come under fire. So he can play knight g6 and knight c6. So I'm going to throw in the move f4. And knight f3, so doubly defending e5 there. And then where can he go from there? That's a good post for his knight. Maybe he wants to push ahead with d5. That's a possibility. In the long run, I can... oh, he's controlling the square e3. That's very interesting. So that will make it hard for me to castle. Okay, let's stop a knight from dropping into e3 immediately. I can kick the knight and then play knight to d4 or bishop to e3. Kicking the knight, I mean, with the move g4. So the knight can't go here, 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 or here. So he would have to go back to either e7 or h6. So let's go ahead and kick the knight now. This position is a bit uncomfortable for me with that knight there. And this will allow me to develop my bishop with a tempo. And then I'll be able to castle too if I need to castle. And I'm starting to set up for a kingside attack, which is good. Okay. So from that square he can go back to g6 or to c6. Yeah, let's throw in the bishop. Tempo with the bishop. Now here's an idea. I could just play king to d2 with the idea of keeping my king in the center, connecting my rooks, and then just pawn storming on the king side. So I think I will try that. I don't know if that's a sound strategy or not, honestly. Always entails a certain amount of risk keeping your king here. But let's just try it. So rook g1 or f4, f5. f5, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. Maybe h4, so I can place a move like queen h2. I could even go immediately knight. Well, I could have gone knight to g4. That would have been interesting. Knight g5 attacking on h7. Okay, so he plays here. So I can take en passant with the e pawn, or I can take with the f pawn. I mean the G pawn. I want to take this way and open up the G file. And he can take my dark squared bishop. And I guess that's okay. So knight g5. Is that still possible here? Okay. Oh, he's ganging up on the c pawn. I think I will run away from that, actually. So queen takes is possible here. And I can harass the queen this way. But in my brief trip to d2 with the king, I was able to get this rook over here to the king side from the queen side. So I got off the back rank and then ran back to the back rank here. And I'm hoping I'm going to be safe here. I don't know. But, you know, I could just play queen g2 and take the knight and mate on g7. Yeah, so now I'm threatening bishop takes. I'm threatening bishop takes knight. Oh, he defended. You're right. When he moved his bishop to here, that defended the square g7 with the queen. Do I still want to take the knight? I mean, the knight is a good defender there. Or I could play knight g4, knight g5, threatening the e-pawn. So he takes here. I can actually take here, hitting the queen first, and then take. No, it's not on to take there. So I should probably just. Well, I take here. He can attack it with the queen, so I should probably take here first. Now I'm threatening to take on e6. So that's interesting. So he's pinned the bishop, and he can go here with the queen. He can check me from b1. Then I play king up, and he's got to move the queen again. So I think it should be okay to play this. There's no checks with the knight. And if the knight moves, I do threaten mate. In any case, you know, as long as it doesn't move a check. So now this is a bit awkward. He can't get back to the c7 square with either his queen or his rook to defend on g7. So he's got a bit of a problem there.
Check.
Yes, check. I see. I think his idea was knight to d4 check. But fortunately, this knight on e6 is guarding d4. So, yeah, that was what he's probably planning when he brought his queen down. Check here, drive my king forward, and then check with the knight. Which would be pretty strong. Then he could bring his bishop here and attack my... he can bring his rook here and attack my bishop, I meant. Okay, but that didn't happen. So now if I take here with the knight, he has that idea. If I take here with the queen, knight takes, rook takes, check. The king goes to the corner, but I don't see a mate. So if there's no mate, that's probably no good. Queen here is interesting. This sets up a discovered check. Also, it continues to cover this square. So the knight c4 check, knight d4 check, I can just take it. Knight here check, I take with a rook. On other moves, I move my knight with check. Maybe knight here check and then grab his knight. Okay, but he moved the king. So rook takes, knight takes, king takes, rook over check.
Server announcement.
And then the king can go here, and then the queen can check, or he can go here, and I would have queen to f7 threatening mate, and I don't believe he can defend against that. So, well, I don't want to invest more time than that. I think in a slow game, I would calculate this all the way out to the end. Aha! I took with the knight. I meant to take with the rook. Taking with the knight is not the idea, because now he can play this check here. Oh, that's annoying. The line I was calculating was rook takes, knight takes, king takes, then rook over. But knight takes, he just has knight c4 check here. And that might be curtains. Let's see what I could play. I don't know, king. So I want to stay in touch with the bishop because otherwise the queen will take the bishop. I could try king to here, and I would get mated. Okay, well, he wants to trade queens. That's an interesting idea. If only his king were still on g1, there would be a neat tactic, but I don't see it. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to trade queens here because after the trade of queens, I'm going to lose a piece. Queen takes, knight takes, check. Oh, no, actually, my knight's still defended there. So queen takes.
Check.
Knight takes, check. And I can move here. Protecting the bishop and preventing the rook from coming in. And this knight is still defended. So, this should be okay. Okay, so he just liquidates to a position where I'm better. If I don't screw up. So let's see, is there a quick mate here? I'm going to lose this pawn. And then we 1, 2, 3, 4 against 3. But these pawns are quite advanced. So why don't I just push these pawns? Yeah, I don't feel like giving away a pawn somehow. But he can do that. He can do that. So I can retreat and defend my knight. I mean my rook. Okay, so again we simplified to a position where I should still be winning here. So when the knight moves, the king can start, the rook, his rook can come in and start attacking things. But my pawns are quite advanced. So let's defend this pawn and give up that one. And let's start this pawn marching.
Check.
Oh, that's interesting. Which side should I go to? I guess this side. Okay, he goes after that pawn. So I was planning to move my other pawn up to defend it.
Check.
He checks. Now I was planning to go up this way so that the rook won't have to defend that pawn, and then I can come over and defend these pawns with my rook. Your rook belongs behind a passed pawn. It doesn't belong in a passive position like this. So positionally, this was a mistake, but I wanted to hold on to that pawn because it slows down his queenside pawns. But now I've freed it up by coming over here with the king, and now I can just push these guys forward. So 1, 2, 3. 3 moves to queen. King there, I still play here with check. King goes there. Play here, check. King goes there. Knight here, check. He doesn't even move the king. Okay, queening next move. I don't see any way to stop it. You got to count. You have to make sure that his pawns are further away than yours are. Counting is a very important skill in the endgame.
Black resigns.
Okay, yeah, I was going to finish that one off pretty quickly. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting game, and I did blow it. I'm going to take a look at it in the postmortem and show how he could have defeated me. So, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll load up this game in the postmortem shortly. See you then. Bye.